runners, I'm Laura, and today Kieran and I have some pics of kit that is going to help you be seen when you're out running. Now, winter solstice is around now. We are getting more daylight each day, but there's still a fair bit of darkness to be run through. It's likely that now corresponds with when, if you're marathon training, your mileage might start to pick up. So although we're getting that little bit more daylight and a little bit less darkness every day, we've still got a fair few months of getting in some runs while it's dark, either early morning or after work for many people. So here's some kit that some his and her selections that we've put together that are going to help you be seen by traffic or other people out when you're running. We don't want them just to be visible though. We want them to do more than that. We want them to be good bits of kit that you're going to enjoy wearing and are going to be useful for more than just those dark days that you might want to wear in daylight too. So let's see what Kieran's got first up.
Before I get into one of my high-vis picks, a confession. I think I must be getting old because these days I definitely feel the cold much more than I used to. So nowadays I really like to layer up and be warm on my runs. Like I'll wear 3 layers under a jacket in 5 degrees Celsius. So you've got to bear that in mind here with this pick, because this New Balance Impact Run Luminous jacket brings the warmth in a big way. It's a big padded jacket that some may find too warm. Maybe not something you'd use for interval sessions, but I find it great for long, slow runs in cold temperatures. So if you're like me and you want a running jacket that will guarantee warmth when things drop really kind of close to zero, this could be it. It features what New Balance calls wicking NB heat technology with a wind-resistant polywoven shell and a vapor loft fill, which brings kind of lightweight warmth for quite a big jacket. It means it's really quilted and it's kind of fleecy inside, but it manages the moisture and the heat really well. It has a detachable hood. It's got 2 quite big zippered side pockets and a couple of drop-in pockets as well, which are really handy. Plus other cool little details like zippered watch windows on both sleeves. And for that all-important high visibility, you've got large chest and back panels that have reflective thread that lights up really, really nicely under the headlights. Now, if you're not a winter weakling like me and you want something to boost your visibility but without adding loads of extra heavy layers, then this Nathan Hyperlight Stealth Jacket 2.0 is excellent. It's a super thin, breathable, barely there kind of soft shell layer. It's not going to add much warmth beyond a bit of wind protection, but it's covered in reflective detailing across the front and the back. So it's a great way to layer on safety without overheating. This is a high-vis jacket you can use for fast intervals as well. It's vented at the back to move heat out. It's got a cinchable hood, so you can tighten the hood down. And it's got quite a high-rising neck as well to keep the kind of windy bits out down your neck. It does pack down pretty compact for relatively easy storage.
So my first pick is this Soar Windbreaker jacket, which I have shared before on here. I've been running in it for probably about a year now, but it's still very much available from Soar. It's £170, but I really enjoy running in this. I run in it not just when I want the extra visibility, but I run with it in the daylight too. It does live up to its name of that windbreaker. It does keep the chill off. It's got, let's talk about the visibility first though. So it's got this the Soar's slash here, which is very reflective. It's a small bit, but it's very reflective. And then you've got that same reflective material around the cuffs and then all the way around the bottom hem of the jacket. So even now, just in the light here, you can see it lighting up. It comes in 3 colours, but mine is, I think, there's a black, which still has the reflective bits, but I like this one because the colour isn't too wow if you're in daylight, but it does give you that extra visibility like in low light levels or on like foggy mornings, that sort of thing. I was wearing this yesterday morning actually. I ran 10 miles in it before 9 AM and it was kind of that drizzly rain, so I try not to wear a waterproof jacket if I can avoid it, but I put this on and it kept that kind of drizzly light rain off of me until that cleared. £170, not cheap, but it's really well made, feels really nice to run in, and I've been running in it for over a year and it's been through the wash quite a few times and it does wash very well as well. My second pick is from the Brooks Run Visible collection. We're going to have two picks from that collection, but the first is the Run Visible Vest. The Brooks Run Visible collection's been around for a few seasons now. They're one brand that you can rely on to kind of go all out and have lots of items for you to choose from. This is like a gilet. It's very padded. It's very warm. So this has been on. I've worn this less because it's not been as cold yet, but because it is properly toasty, but it feels really nice. It's padded. The inside feels nice and soft. So in terms of the visibility, obviously we've got this very bright yellow hems and collar. We've got the very reflective slashes on the front and again on the rear, just above your bum. So they're there to catch the light, but we've also got lots of white, which again is, a lighter colour to try and get that visibility without it being overly bright in daylight. So I will wear this when it's cold. When it's cold enough in the daylight, I will still wear this. The only thing I will say is that it comes up, so I'm not terribly tall, I'm 5'4", and the bottom hem sits kind of on my waist rather than below it. So if you were taller than me, you might get it might be a bit short for you, but for my 5'4" runners and below, it's a good length. Can't testify obviously to the men's sizings. The inside the zip, you've got these two little press studs which snap together, so that if you did get really warm, you can undo the zip and it will stay in place and not come undone and flap about everywhere, but you get that extra bit of ventilation from the zip being open, so that is useful. So my next pick from the Brooks Run Visible collection is and I love these because they take me back to my youth and when cycling shorts with a massive neon pink or blue strip down the outside of the thigh were all the rage. These are the Brooks Run Visible 6-inch short tight. That's quite a mouthful, but there you go. What I really appreciate about these shorts is that they are shorts. Brooks have gone, oh yeah, sometimes it's dark, but it's not cold. So runners want to run in shorts, but they still want to be seen. Well done. So for all my short loving winter runners, these are a good pick for you. So you've got that very bright down the strap, but down the outside of your thigh, very bright stripe of neon yellow to help you be seen. We've got those reflective details on the front of the hip, on the front of the thigh, and then again on the back of the hip and the back of the thigh. You can see that lighten up a little bit there. So they're there to catch the light. Free your legs during the winter but still be seen. They've got also those big, I call them phone pockets, but obviously you can put lots of things in there, but those thigh pockets on outside of each thigh. My only little bit of feedback, there's only those two big thigh pockets, drop-in pockets, and no little zip key pocket. But other than that, £50, great pair of shorts, and I have worn them in daylight too, and it wasn't just to a 80s revival disco.
Now, even though I could do my winter night runs on London's well-lit streets, I still prefer to get off-road and onto the Thames River path for a bit of peace and the nice empty tracks, and that means I will need a head torch to do that because it's pitch black, and I love Biolite's range of head torches. I've used various models for all kinds of 24-hour ultras, but the one I regularly reach for my London runs is the Headlamp 325. It has a powerful 325 lumen beam, 3 hours runtime on full blast, 40 on low, and a sweat wicking anti-bounce headband. It's nice and lightweight at 50 grams. It kind of is ideal for stashing into a pocket or a belt and bringing when you want to cut a safe path through dark winter nights. It's just as good on the trails as well, with enough juice for short and longer runs. It's also USB rechargeable, so there's no scrabbling around in the odds and sods drawer for when you need some of those AAAs when it's time to run. That's obviously less handy though if you want the freedom to be able to extend the life on a long ultra by carrying batteries. And if you want a slightly cheaper alternative with not quite such a bright light, the Headlamp 200 is another compact alternative that's great too from Biolite. Check those out. Now, if you're not a fan of head torches, here is a good alternative. This is the Bodylite Night Vision Light. It can be attached via Velcro to clothes and bags. It can be stuck on helmets or linked into a running belt. You actually get one free when you buy the light. It works really well when you wear it, a bit like kind of sticking your head torch around your waist, so you get a fixed beam out ahead that's not moving with your head. The beam is really bright and it will burn for up to 2 hours on max or 9 hours on low. You can get 14 hours with the blinky red light. It's USB-C rechargeable and it weighs about 78 grams, so it's not too heavy to be worn on the body. The added bonus here is that it doesn't get sweaty as well like a head torch can, so that's a bit nicer if other people want to use it. Proviz make very, 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 very reflective gear. There's no going unseen in some of their running and cycling jackets, but they can be a touch heavy and warm for a lot of runs. So another option I quite like is this running vest hydration pack mashup that gives you some of that light up, but with a big front and back reflective panels, but in a compact vest that comes with 2 soft flasks and a 1.5 litre bladder in the back. It's not my favourite running vest. I don't think I'd reach for it to race ultras, but for urban commutes and long winter runs, those kind of train runs where you're going to be running in the dark, it has great utility. Got 2 large drop pockets, 2 Velcro harness pockets, and a decent sized main compartment if you're not carrying the hydration pack. Throw in a big wide harness here, plus a very robust design, and it's a really handy piece of kit for winter runs. One final recommendation from me, I don't have any to hand to hold up to the camera here, but Safety Skin is a clever alternative to that expensive reflective gear. Basically, it's a handy roll-on that adds temporary high-vis streaks direct to your legs, to your arms, to your faces, or wherever you feel game enough to swipe it on. So you can light yourself up like a 90s raver, and then when you're done night running or running in the dark, look at that safety, it washes off easily in the shower. It's a really handy backup to have on the countertop next to your anti-chafe creams.
So, I hope you found our roundup useful. I hope you are going to enjoy some running in the dark. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I get that. I get that a lot of us women feel unsafe doing it. Maybe you don't want to draw extra attention to yourself by lighting yourself up like a Christmas tree. Find whatever works for you and what you feel safe and confident doing. Happy running. And like, subscribe, all those things, and I'll see you in the new year.